Support provided by Lafayette Travel, Red Stick Sports, and the U.S. Army Baton Rouge Recruiting Battalion.
Let's take you over to Lafayette now, where the Raging Cajuns from Louisiana are trying to get things going up against a very good Southern Miss team, much improved Southern Miss team. Of course, they got the coaching staff from Marshall, half of their players that came over here. It was quite the challenge for the Cajuns on Saturday afternoon, a gorgeous afternoon there at Our Lady of Lourdes Stadium. And here we go, Cajuns getting the game going early on the ground as Island Perry for 10 yards, and then Bill Davis. He is so explosive when he finds us opening up the middle. There goes Davis for 13 yards. Lunch Winfield, who once again gets the start. Now he's going to do it through the air. He finds Caden Jensen. This is good for 18 yards, and Jensen gets it inside the 25-yard line. All takes you down to this. 4th and 1, you got to punch it in. Be aggressive, and why not? It's Winfield who gets the score, and it's 7-0 Cajuns. Second quarter, Winfield with a deep drop, but something happened here because this pass is way off by like 5-6 yards off, and it's picked off with that interception. Corey Myrick gets it done, and he gets a great return for Southern Miss. Next play, watch Braylon Braxton. I mean, he puts that baby on a rope, and he gets it down to the 2-yard line. 2 plays later, Matt Jones would score, and we're tied at 7. Now it's 10-7. Scott, that's not Lunch Winfield. That's Walker Howard. The same Walker Howard we haven't seen since the beginning of the season. He came back into here, second quarter with under 30 to go, but he gets picked off. And watch this. Look at the clock. 3 seconds left. It's a good enough return on the Walker Howard interception by Amir Foster to set up a 52-yard field goal, and Southern Miss makes it true. It's 13-7. Here's your backbreaker. 13-10 Southern Miss. Under 4 to go in the third. You've got them backed up on their own 2-yard line, Scott. It had to be a defensive bust.
Yeah, definitely something was wrong, especially in that situation. You're not expecting that guy to get behind 2 guys.
Not behind 2 guys, that's exactly right. Micah Davis sprints at 98 yards for the touchdown. It's 20-10. Then Winfield here gets in the end zone, except he doesn't. He fumbles it on the half-yard line. We're going to talk about that play here in just a moment. And then later in the fourth, in his own end zone, Winfield coughs it up. The ball comes past the goal line. It gets picked up by, you had to listen to the rule. It's not the player who fumbled it who picked it up, so then the ball goes back to where it was fumbled, which is the end zone. That means it's a safety. When it's all said and done, it's 22-10. Southern Miss gets the win. Braylon Braxton for Southern Miss, outstanding. Just 12 of 17, but 230 yards and 2 for the touchdown. 10 points off of 3 Cajun turnovers, and you lost by 12, so you see part of the big reasons there. Next up, at Troy for Louisiana next week. Afterwards, here's head coach Michael Decimo.
The deal with Walker at the end of the half, it had nothing to do with lunch. It was just, it's kind of the world he lives in, drop back 2-minute type stuff. So, put him in there and let him get a taste of it again. And that obviously, ended up not the way we wanted to at the end of the drive, but, that's, it was nothing more than that. Lunch is doing a lot of good things for us. And he's way less than 100%. And I'm not going to get into what it is, but he's way less than 100%. But he is a tough, gritty dude, and he's a guy that's moving the ball for us, and we're going to keep rolling.
I don't think anybody asked about that, but now that you're offering and volunteering the fact he's less than 100%, I can promise you what's going to get asked at the Monday press conference. What's wrong with Lunch Winfield? We'll talk about the quarterbacks in just a second, but for 30 seconds, let me ask you this. This play of everybody reaching the ball out, trying to score a touchdown, that's got to be the defense's best friend, because we just see it week after week after week.
Yeah, the first thing you're taught in that, when you get into those situations down near the goal line, or whether it's 4th and short, you're swiping at the ball, because as soon as they extend that ball, you have an opportunity to create some takeaways.
Offense, got to try to hold that ball, and we've seen it too many times. All right, so Walker Howard, we haven't seen him. He gets the torso injury 3.5 quarters into his first game. Then they're trying to figure out all the quarterbacks. It was interesting to bring him in. I know he throws a different ball. It was late in the quarter, so maybe they wanted to try to, as you heard Coach say, try to kind of get a feel for it. But even so, to try to get a feel for the game when you're under a minute and it's a close ball game, interesting move to say the least.
Yeah, it is. Especially, I understand what Coach is saying here. This is his world. He lives in the drop back world, and you're going to drop back because you're in this situation where you're trying to get in before halftime, get some points in the 2-minute drill. But it's still a tough position to be in, to get thrown into the fire like that. Listen, Southern Miss, a lot of people haven't watched a lot of Southern Miss. They might be one of the most improved teams in college football. They are playing really good football, so that's a tough spot for Walker to jump back into.
Yeah, especially when you haven't taken snaps since the beginning of the season, to come back in trying to throw it around, and then you wind up getting picked off, and Southern Miss takes advantage of it. We'll see what happens and what develops for UL at the quarterback position. It doesn't get any easier now. As you saw, they'll be taking on Troy.